Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and we're going to start today's LIIT workout, or maybe you think of it more of a LISS workout, like a steady state, lower impact interval workout. I'm recommending either a yoga block, which you most likely do have at home, or perhaps if you're in the fitness center, you can use a medicine ball, taking a slightly lighter weight medicine ball. And then you also might want one weight for a lat pullover, a single arm lat pullover. Let's get started right here on the floor because actually, all of our moves are happening from the floor today. So go ahead, spread your fingers nice and wide, come into tabletop, make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders. So push into your hands palms and then externally rotate your shoulders. And notice if that made your belly sag towards the floor and draw your lower belly in. So just take a moment right here in your neutral tabletop. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. And then use your breath to start some cat-cow. So as you inhale, maybe you go for cat first. That's my preferred range of motion. Press into your hands palms. Perhaps there's a little shake or shimmy through your hips. And as you're ready, changing your breath, bringing intentionally your belly towards the floor and pulling your chest forward towards your triceps. Take another couple breaths here, finding the range of motion that works for you. I'm going to quickly tuck my shirt into my pants because I forgot to. Make sure that you're still breathing through your cat cow and also throughout the rest of our exercises today. Awesome. And I think that we'll really be able to use our first round of movement a little bit more as a warm up. So imagine as you move through, maybe you challenge yourself to a heavier weight for the lat pullover, to using something a little bit heavier between your legs for some adduction when we get to the glute bridge. For now, let's go ahead and roll over onto your back. And draw your knees towards your chest. Check out if your chin is pointing up towards the ceiling. And if it is, draw your chin towards your chest. More of the back of your head on the floor. Gently rock a little side to side. Firmly plant your whole spine down on the mat. And once you feel like your back is firmly supported by the floor, you can give yourself a couple circles in one direction and then a couple circles in the opposite direction, and then relax and release the soles of the feet down towards the floor. Making sure that we're really working from a neutral pelvis. I want you to take your next big inhale, feet still pressing down towards the floor. Exhale, see if you can lift your glutes off of the floor. So a tuck of your pelvis up, and you feel your gentle little lift of your low back. And then exhale, glutes back down towards the floor. And now we're going to arch our back. So pelvic tilt in the opposite direction creates a little bit of a bridge under your back. One more deep inhale, and on your exhale, come to that neutral spine. So there's no tucking or tilting of your pelvis in either direction. And we're going to start move number one from there with your block. So take your block and squeeze it between your legs. And how you hold your block is really just going to depend on how amazingly, spectacularly muscular and thick your thighs are. So if you have delightfully thick thighs, you might want to have the thinner option of the block between your legs. And if you feel like your knees are not in line with your hips, maybe you go for a slightly wider option. Great. From here, we're going to draw knees up towards the chest in reverse tabletop. And if your core is not feeling the strongest, you can tuck your thumbs under your bum. We're just going to keep that 90-degree bend of the legs and a little squeeze of your inner thighs in towards each other as you tap either your heels or maybe your toes down towards the floor. That's move number one. So let's get our 40 or 60 seconds of work with your low back pressed down on the floor in 3, 2, 1. Bam! There we go. Timer has started. So remember, thumbs can be under your bum. You're exhaling, keeping your low back on the floor, and inhaling, bringing your knees back up. If you feel like your back is lifting up off of the floor, perhaps you don't even tap your toes all the way down. Maybe you just go about halfway, but if you can keep your back on the floor, tap those toes towards the floor or your heels, totally your choice. Maybe you do a combo of both, or maybe the next time through, you switch it up. If you don't need your thumbs under your bum, you can adjust where your hands are. Maybe they're out towards the side. Maybe you even have your hands underneath of your head. No pressure on your head. You can reach them down towards your heels too to get your shoulders off of the mat to work a little bit harder. That beep happened. Our next move is going to be dun, 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 a glute bridge with a little bit more adduction. So soles of the feet plant to the floor, arms down by your side. Exhale, lift your hips up, and inhale, gently lower down. Just moving at the pace of your breath. So if you want to make this a more cardio move, you're going to breathe faster. You're going to pulse a little bit faster, but you can keep it nice and slow and just be as engaged as possible, squeezing your inner thighs in towards each other and driving your hips up towards the ceiling. If you don't need your arms by your side, arms can also reach up towards the ceiling to create a little bit more of a challenge, or maybe you even hold that singular weight that you have above your chest. We're almost, oh, there it is. There's the 40 seconds if you need the break. Let me tell you about what's coming up next. Next up, we're going for a single-sided dead bug. You might not want the weight for round one. Let's still use the block though. Pressing the block against your left leg, both legs come back into tabletop. Right arm stretches up towards the ceiling, and your knee can stay bent as you bring your arm up overhead and then back towards the sky. Let's get started. If you want a more challenging move, find an extension of your leg so left leg stays bent and left hand continues to press against your left thigh. Did that make your abs activate a little bit more? I hope so. And if you want that extra challenge, you're bringing the weight all the way up overhead and then back into your dead bug. Can you even quietly tap the head of your dumbbell down to the floor behind you? Keep your low back down. Keep your belly in. There's our 40 seconds of work. Our last move in our circuit is going to require you to flip over. We're going for a plank. Okay. If you're not ready for a full plank, you can stay on your knees and just shift the weight forward and maybe press your glutes back towards your heels and then shift the weight forward. Otherwise, we're coming into our plank. Shoulders roll down away from your ears. Eye gaze gently forward. Make sure belly's not sinking down towards the floor. So just like before in tabletop, drawing that belly in. And when you need a break, send your hips up towards the ceiling. You can even pedal through your heels in down dog. Maybe you take a really generous bend of your knees here in your down dog. Active recovery. And if/when you're ready, shift back forward into your plank. We got 10 more seconds here before we hit our first 40 seconds. Eye gaze is towards the floor, but chin should not be jutting towards the floor here. Awesome. There's our 40 seconds. Take the break if you want or need. And we're going to flip back over either now or in 10 seconds to come back to our yoga block toe taps. So bringing that block back between your legs. Remember, hands can come underneath of your bum, and then you're exhaling and tapping down. Inhale, bringing it up. Now, another way that you can make this move a little easier is bringing your knees closer to your chest each time. As your knees come a little closer to your chest, it's a little extra moment to relax. If you keep your knees stacked on top of your hips, it's going to be a little bit harder. And if you extend your knees further from the center line of your body, you might have noticed that that really added to the challenge. So just find what works for your body today, whether that means that your hands are under your bum, or maybe you're taking that challenge of extending your arms out to the side or even up to the ceiling right now. That was your 40 seconds. I'm going to take the break because I've been doing a lot of training this week and I'm feeling pretty sore. Next up, we have our glute bridge with this squeeze. Do you want to work on your hamstrings, the back of your thighs a little bit more? If so, kick your heels further forward. Heels dig down, still finding that squeeze. Exhale, drive up. Inhale, lower down. So either feet are a little further from the center line of your body. You're squeezing that block in. So you're working your inner thighs. I even feel those Outer thighs activating just a little bit because they're tired from the rest of the week's workout. Remember, back of the triceps can be down on the floor to help you find the smooth or that extra challenge, either just reaching up towards the sky or holding a weight up towards the sky. You're moving with your breath. You got this. Awesome. There's the 40 seconds of rest. This time for our dead bug, we're going to get the opposite side. So bending your right leg, placing the block against your right thigh, left arm up towards the sky, left leg meets with your right. We got an extra second. So I'm just going to relax. Here we go. 40 seconds of work. Maybe you're not using the weight on this side because you're being smart for your body today, but find what you can do. Maybe you're just holding a water bottle. Maybe you're moving your arm. Maybe you've got a nice heavy weight in your hand. Make sure you're still breathing and that you're moving with control and that your low back is staying down on the floor. We're almost finished round 2, which means we're almost halfway through this whole workout. Great. There's our 40 seconds. You can keep going for the full minute or you can take a break. When you're ready, we're flipping over and we're going to get our plank one more time. By one more time, I also mean 3 more times. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Finding that plank. So fingers are open nice and wide. Push into your hands, palms, no sinking into your shoulders. Maybe you're just on your knees right here, squeezing your shoulder blades together, keeping your belly pulled in, and taking that exhale, glutes back towards your heels for a modified child's pose, or maybe you're taking even just one breath in your plank. If you're not ready for a full plank and you're trying to really work towards it, come back to your tabletop, step one leg back, push the ball of the foot into the floor, and then see if you can lift the opposite knee, even for just one moment. You can alternate between stepping one leg back, squeezing shoulder blades together, pushing into your hands, palms, pulling your low belly in, and just lifting one leg up at a time. That 40-second beep happened. We're getting ready to flip back over and starting again with the yoga block toe taps. Ready for a bigger challenge? Let's use the med ball. So squeezing the med ball between your legs, you can still find that tap down towards the floor. It's just a little bit heavier. I went for the 4-pound med ball, which is the lightest option that we have here in the fitness center. But they definitely go much heavier. The roundness of the ball also requires a little bit more engagement of me squeezing my inner thighs towards each other than the yoga block did. You can still have your thumbs right under your bum, supporting yourself, pressing the outer edges of your elbow towards the floor. Still keep breathing. You're almost there. Yay. There's that 40-second beep. Take the break if you want. I'm still going to use this ball, the challenge of the maybe moving ball. Oh, we got glute bridges coming up next. Soles of the feet planted on the floor. I'm going for the regular glute bridge again, but I'm going to bring my weight to the party and hold it above the chest. So exhale, driving hips up. Inhale, lowering down. Once again, back of the head is on the mat. Chin is drawn towards the chest, not stretching up towards the ceiling. So even here, that slight possible adjustment means you're working on your deep neck cervical flexors. Exhale to find that squeeze, drive, and lift. Almost there. 40-second beep just happened. If you want to keep moving, going towards the full minute, you can. Otherwise, lower your back down. Bring the weight back into your right hand if you're using a weight. The ball or block is going to press against your left leg, and we'll find our single-sided dead bug right now. Remember, knee can still stay bent for the single-sided dead bug, or you can find that big extension with your leg. Can you tap the head of the dumbbell towards the floor? Get that full range of motion. If you're not using a dumbbell, Maybe your thumb taps down towards the floor, and I'm actively applying some pressure of my left hand towards the left thigh, holding this ball for even more of a challenge. If you need less of a challenge, place your prop down and still just put your hand against your thigh. Just pressing your hand against your thigh is already going to activate your abs a little bit more. Great. There's our 40-second break. I'm going to take it and then flip on over. It's time for our second to last plank. Remember, if you're just working on creating the plank, you're starting from tabletop, stepping one leg back. Maybe you step both legs back this round and then just cycle through. Let's get started. Remember, what can you do today? It is not all or nothing. It is what can you do today? So whether that means being in your plank and holding that plank, maybe for the whole 40 seconds, maybe for 4 seconds, and then your hips send up towards the sky for a little down dog active stretch, a little pedal through your heels, relax and release any tense muscles, and then shifting the weight back forward, pulling your belly in, making sure that you're not sagging down towards the floor. So your hips should be in line with or just below your shoulders. Keep breathing. There's that 40-second break. We're going to flip over and do it all one more time. Starting with that yoga block over your med ball between your legs for the extra challenge. We got our last round of toe taps. Find that flat back on the floor and then just find your taps. Little tappa, 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 tappa. I really like the challenge that this ball is bringing. Definitely a lot harder to hold onto the ball between the legs than it was to hold onto the yoga block. So if you were having trouble finding your toe taps, make this easier on yourself. Maybe you're squeezing a pillow, a big pillow, or a rolled up towel between your legs because that's what you have at home. How are those lower abs feeling right now? I know mine are definitely starting to get a little bit tired. Taking the break here at 40 seconds. We're going to find that other side dead bug one last time. So pressure of either your prop or your hand against your right thigh. Low back stays down on the floor. Legs lift back up into the tabletop. 3, 2, find your left leg, left arm extension. Awesome. You are doing so great. 3 rounds down, half of our 4th round left to go once we finish this move. Are you still using your breath? Can you still find that full range of motion? I know I missed a couple taps of that dumbbell. We got one last plank. There's 40 seconds, taking my break at 40 seconds, allowing my ball to roll away. No. Did I miss a move? No. We're doing great. Okay. Flip on over. Did I? I did. I forgot about the glute bridge. All right. Heels further away from the center line. Find that squeeze between your legs. If we're getting the hamstring glute bridge, heels are digging into the floor, toes are pointing up. If you're keeping with the traditional glute bridge, feet are closer towards your center line and the whole foot is down towards the floor. Maybe you're getting a little combo of both. Did I mess up there? I don't even know. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Counting can be so hard sometimes. If this is the most challenged part of my day, it's a wonderful day. Getting to work out with you is my favorite part of the day anyway. All right, let's flip over for officially our last move, which is our plank of some sort into down dog. We start in 3, 2, 1. What can you do today? Maybe you're in down dog the whole time, just actively recovering. Even if you just shift forward for 1 second, and then send your hips back up towards the sky. So while you're here, make sure you're not rounding through your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then down away from your ears. So your lats are still engaged. We're using almost everything that we already worked through in the plank. It is one of the best isoprone ab exercises. Yep, lots of ab exercises throughout today. If you're taking your break at 40 seconds is right now. Otherwise, we got 20 seconds left to work together for today. What can you do? Challenge yourself to see the change. It's finally starting to get a little warm in here for 3, 2, 1. Release your knees to the floor, open them wide, send your glutes back towards your heels, relax, release your head and hairline down towards the floor. If your shoulders are really tired, take an extra generous bend of your elbows. Maybe your hands even reach all the way back towards your heels. Then come back to your breath, long, slow, deep inhale in through your nose. Longer exhale out through your mouth to naturally bring your heart rate down. Let's take 2 more slow breaths here. And then if you bend your arms, extend your arms all the way forward, apply some pressure into your hands and your fingers to help you pull yourself all the way through. Hips and pelvis come down towards the floor, shoulders relax away from your ears, push into your hands, palms, lift your chest up and then look over one shoulder. Such a great stretch into the low abs right now, into the whole belly, and then head back to center, turn to a look over your opposite shoulder. Great work. Go ahead, head back to center, walk your knees and come through to tabletop. Take a couple cat-cows right here. You can always enjoy a few more cat-cows if you want or need, but that's pretty much all the time that we have for today. Take another quick stretch. Right hand stays down to the floor. Inhale your left arm high towards the sky. We're going to practice threading the needle. So just reach your left hand through, a little more opening of the back, and then inhale that left arm up. Let's do that one more time. Just reaching through, staying high, reaching to the opposite side, and then inhale it all the way back up. Exhale, left hand down to the floor. One slow cat and cow. Back to your neutral tabletop. Let's get the same thing on the opposite side. Inhale, right arm high up to the sky, and then right arm just reaches through, reaches towards the left side of the room. Inhale, right arm up high, reach through to the left side of the room. One more big inhale, open. Right hand back down towards the floor. Last cat or cow. Find both, whichever felt natural to start with. And then from your neutral tabletop, tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Generous bending your knees, belly on your thighs, pedal through your heels. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. If the floor feels far away, let it be. Grab hold of your opposite elbow. Maybe you wrap your arms around your legs. Shift some weight forward into your toes. That generous bend can still be in your knees as you once again shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Bring more weight to your heels. Let your glutes drop and then slowly roll yourself up. Stacking your head over your heart, over your hips, over your heels. You made it. I hope you're so proud of yourself for coming today, for getting a quick workout in. I will see you again soon. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.